Mediators submit final draft of Gaza ceasefire proposal as Hamas and Israel inch towards a deal. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates an all-weather tunnel in India's Jammu and Kashmir. 10 million devotees take holy dip at India's Prayagraj as the world's largest spiritual gathering begins. And the maiden Kho-Kho World Cup kicks off in New Delhi. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurated the Sonamarg Tunnel in Jammu and Kashmir. The Sonamarg Tunnel project, around 12 kilometers long, has been constructed at a cost of over 2,700 crore rupees. The project will enhance all-weather connectivity between Srinagar and Sonamarg en route to Leh. The Prime Minister also interacted with the project officials and met the construction workers who worked meticulously amid harsh conditions to complete the tunnel, acknowledging their contribution to this engineering feat. The Prime Minister stressed that Sonamarg Tunnel will give a significant boost to connectivity and tourism.
कश्मीर की लद्दाख की एक और बहुत पुरानी डिमांड आज पूरी हुई है और आप पक्का मानिए ये मोदी है, वादा करता है तो निभाता है। और मेरा तो हमेशा एक मंत्र रहता है, जिसका प्रारंभ हम करेंगे उसका उद्घाटन भी हम ही करेंगे। अब बर्फबारी के दौरान एवलांच से या फिर बरसात में होने वाली लैंडस्लाइड के कारण जो रास्ते बंद होने की परेशानी आती थी, वो परेशानी कम होगी।
And now to all the news from the Maha Kumbh, the largest gathering of humans anywhere on the planet. The 45-day-long Maha Kumbh, hailed as the world's largest religious gathering, began in Prayagraj on Monday. Around 450 million people, including seers, saints and others from different parts of India and the world, will be attending it. The festivities began with a holy dip on Paush Purnima at the Sangam, the confluence of Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati rivers, early on Monday. Nearly 10 million devotees have taken holy dip in the Sangam area on the inaugural day on Monday. The grand event will conclude on the 26th of February. A rare celestial alignment that occurs only once in 144 years adds to the speciality of Maha Kumbh this year. A large number of international tourists flocked to India's northern city of Prayagraj on Monday to one of the largest spiritual gatherings in the world, known as the Maha Kumbh Mela or Great Pitcher Festival. Foreign visitors from countries such as Italy, England and Russia sought spiritual purification by immersing themselves in the freezing waters at the Sangam, the confluence of India's holy rivers Ganga, Yamuna and the mythical Saraswati. Addressing media ahead of the Indian Army Day, Army Chief General Upendra Dwivedi on Monday discussed ongoing situation in Bangladesh. General Dwivedi said there is no animosity with Bangladesh at a military level, stressing that Bangladesh is strategically important to India.
A comment which has been given by the Bangladesh chief recently, that India is strategically important to us, and same is vice versa. Bangladesh is strategically important to us. As of today, which is the other country which shares border with Bangladesh. It's a small portion, if you see, is on one side, on the southeastern side, otherwise it's all India. Therefore, we are the neighbors, we have to live together, understand each other, and any kind of animosity is not in each other's interest. As of today, firstly, there is no vulnerability from any side. I am in touch with the chief of Bangladesh during the time of when this changeover took place. I was in constant touch with him, and even thereafter, in November 24, we had a video conference also. As far as the military cooperation is concerned, is again going up in the same way. Our officers have moved there for the NDC also. There is no let up on that side.
Building on the remarkable success of its previous two editions, the India Energy Week 2025, the flagship energy event of Government of India, is being held under the patronage of the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas and organized by the Federation of Indian Petroleum Industry from the 11th to 14th of February at the Yashobhumi Convention Center in New Delhi. The first major global event of the energy calendar, the IEW 2025 is poised to be the most comprehensive and inclusive global energy gathering of the year. Since its inception in 2023, the India Energy Week has grown from strength to strength. The IEW 2025 has surpassed other global energy events. This year's edition marks a significant leap over its predecessor, showcasing elevated leadership participation and more dynamic discussions.
Which happened. One, of course, is the conference itself, and all major energy events typically have a conference. They will have technical sessions talking about it. Here we also have, in addition, the exhibition, that is big, and the third element is presentation of technical papers.
India's Minister of Minority Affairs, Kiren Rijiju, signed the Hajj Agreement 2025 with Saudi Arabia's Minister of Hajj and Umrah, Dr. Tawfiq bin Fawzan Al Rabia, in Jeddah on Monday. The agreement secures a quota of 175,025 pilgrims from India for the upcoming Hajj season. During his visit to Saudi Arabia, Minister Rijiju engaged in several high-level meetings. In Riyadh, he met with Saleh bin Nasser Al Jasser, Minister of Transport and Logistics Services, and to discuss potential collaboration in transport and logistics sectors between the two nations. Minister Rijiju emphasized India's commitment to providing optimal services to Hajj pilgrims. The minister will also visit Medina on Tuesday to inspect arrangements at the Jeddah Hajj terminal regarding the upcoming pilgrimage season. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi has welcomed the Hajj agreement signed with Saudi Arabia. In a post on X, he said, and I quote him here, "I welcome this agreement, which is wonderful news for Hajj pilgrims from India. Our government is committed to ensuring improved pilgrimage experiences for devotees," unquote. India's Electronics and IT Minister Ashwini Vaishnav on Monday slammed Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg for spreading misinformation. Zuckerberg recently sparked controversy where he, during a podcast, said that incumbent government in India lost during elections held in 2024. Taking to social media platform X, the minister wrote, "As the world's largest democracy, the India conducted the 2024 elections with over 640 million voters. People of India reaffirmed their trust in NDA led by PM Narendra Modi ji's leadership." Mr. Zuckerberg's claim that most incumbent governments, including India in 2024 elections, lost post-COVID is factually incorrect. From free food for 800 million, 2.2 billion free vaccines and aid to nations worldwide during COVID, to leading India as the fastest growing major economy, PM Modi's decisive third-term victory is a testament to good governance and public trust. It's disappointing to see misinformation from Mr. Zuckerberg himself. Let's uphold facts and credibility, unquote. Outgoing U.S. Ambassador to India Eric Garcetti, in his farewell address, highlighted the importance of India-U.S. bilateral relationship and record number visas issued during his tenure.
Back on my time in India, I know we will record so many accomplishments over the last 2 years. Record trade, record visitors, record defense exercises and military contracts, record students, record investments, record cooperation in space and on the seas, but equal to the accomplishments, the things we have done, maybe even larger. I will take home with me most deeply the people I have met and how you made me feel. Become the #1 source of higher education students to the United States of America. #2 is not even close. Now 23% exponential growth and 23% growth last year alone, and 1 in 4 foreign students studying at American universities are proudly Indian students enriching our universities and bringing something marvelous back to India. Thank you for that work together.
Singapore President Tharman Shanmugaratnam will be on a 4-day state visit to India from 14th January. He'll be accompanied by a high-level delegation including ministers, lawmakers and officials. This would be his first visit to India as the President of Singapore. President Tharman will be accorded a ceremonial welcome on 16th January. He'll hold discussions with India's President Draupadi Murmu. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will meet with the President of Singapore. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar and other Indian dignitaries will call on President Tharman. President Tharman will also visit Odisha from 17th to the 18th of January. India-Singapore relationship have extensive cooperation based on a long tradition of friendship, trust and mutual respect. President Tharman's visit to India is expected to provide further momentum to bilateral relations, which were elevated to the level of a comprehensive strategic partnership during the visit of India's Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi to Singapore during the early week of September. The state visit will also mark the beginning of the celebration of the 60th anniversary of establishing diplomatic ties between India and Singapore. South Korea's acting President Choi Sang-mok on Monday called on presidential security and police to refrain from using violence while executing an arrest warrant for impeached President Yoon Suk-yeol. On Sunday, the lawyer for President Yoon Suk-yeol said that he will not attend the first hearing of his impeachment trial because of safety concerns. The Constitutional Court has scheduled 5 trial dates spanning January 14 to February 4th, which will proceed in his absence if he does not attend. Japanese Foreign Minister Iwaya Takeshi held a meeting with his South Korean counterpart Cho Tae-yul in Seoul on Monday, as the key U.S. allies seek to underscore improved ties and shared security concerns amid the worst political crisis in decades in Seoul. The bilateral meeting marks the first of its kind between the countries since President Yoon Suk-yeol's short-lived imposition of martial law last month, a move that stunned South Koreans. Japan, the Philippines and the United States have vowed to further deepen cooperation under a trilateral arrangement in the face of rising tensions in the Indo-Pacific. Japanese Prime Minister Ishiba Shigeru, Philippines President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. and outgoing U.S. President Joe Biden met virtually on Monday. The 3 leaders discussed about China's dangerous and unlawful behavior in the South China Sea and agreed on the importance of continued coordination in the Indo-Pacific. The leaders agreed to enhance and deepen economic, maritime and technology cooperation. And now take a look at what else is making news around the world. Climate activists from Just Stop Oil vandalized a grave of British naturalist Charles Darwin at Westminster Abbey in London on Monday. 2 activists sprayed the message "1.5 is dead" in orange on Darwin's white marble gravestone, referring to global temperatures surpassing 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels in 2024. Britain's Royal Mint released a £2 coin on Monday to commemorate the 75th death anniversary of famous literary author George Orwell. Depicting an eye in its center, the coin actually has a camera inside and is quoted with the phrase, "Big Brother is watching you." The traditional harvesting of natural ice has begun in Japan's Saitama prefecture. At the foot of Mount Hodo, ice makers in the town of Nagatoro have been drawing water from the stream into an artificial pond and freezing it with natural cold since the Meiji era. A delegation of officials from Hong Kong has arrived in Thailand in connection with a possible human trafficking case. 12 people were lured to Thailand on fake job promises. They've been detained by the authorities but are free to contact family and task force team. And still to come on DD India Live. Los Angeles wildfire death toll climbs to 24. And Apple exports made in India iPhones worth $12.8 billion in 2024.
रिटायरमेंट प्लानिंग के लिए तेरा एसआईपी के बारे में क्या ख्याल है?
रिटायरमेंट अभी तो पूरी लाइफ बाकी है यार।
और तुझे नहीं लगता अगर रिटायरमेंट के बारे में अभी से नहीं सोचे तो आगे जाके प्रॉब्लम होगी?
पर रिटायरमेंट के बारे में सोचना क्यों है इतना जरूरी? जब तक आप रिटायर हो जाएंगे महंगाई काफी ज्यादा बढ़ जाएगी और आपकी इनकम वो तो रुक ही जाएगी। इसीलिए आज ही म्यूचुअल फंड्स में एसआईपी शुरू कीजिए और हर महीने थोड़ा थोड़ा करके धन इकट्ठा कीजिए एक कंफर्टेबल रिटायर्ड लाइफ जीने के लिए। अधिक जानकारी के लिए अपने वित्तीय सलाहकार से परामर्श करें। LIC म्यूचुअल फंड द्वारा निवेशक शिक्षा की एक पहल। म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिम के अधीन है। योजना से संबंधित सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
पढ़ता है, खेलता है, झूलता उछलता है, दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया, अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया।
You're watching DD India Live. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran. A potential deal to end the Gaza conflict is nearing completion, with Qatar mediating the talks between Israel and Hamas. A final draft of the agreement was presented on Monday following a breakthrough in negotiations attended by US President-elect Donald Trump's envoy. Meanwhile, Israel's Foreign Minister Gideon Saar confirmed progress in the discussions. He emphasized that Israel is working closely with both the outgoing Biden administration and the incoming Trump government.
We see some progress in the negotiations. Israel wants a hostage deal. Israel is working with our American friends in order to achieve a hostage deal. And soon we will know whether the other side wants the same thing.
It's been almost 3 years since the beginning of the Russia-Ukraine conflict, and the political and economic scenery in much of Europe changed. One of the countries taking a hit, Germany. The country had for years banked on Russian gas to power its industry, and it struggled to replace this supply when gas deliveries were banned under EU sanctions. But Germans eventually succeeded, replacing Russian deliveries with natural gas from Norway and LNG from the United States. And now some fear this could be a problem once more. Lars Holter is with Deutsche Welle and joins me from Berlin. Lars, what's Germany worried about?
Thanks for having me. Well, I guess the problem is the same that we had before. Germany is once again too dependent on an imported energy source, and especially one with few suppliers. Over the past few years, since we got off Russian gas, Germany got most of its natural gas through a pipeline from Norway, but it also gets tremendous amounts of liquefied natural gas, or LNG, from the United States. It's shipped here and it comes into one of those newly built LNG terminals in German harbors, if it's not landed in Belgium and Netherlands, and then transported to Germany, which also happens. Now, the US LNG currently covers 13.5% of Germany's total gas use. And while that doesn't sound like a critical market share, experts actually say it is, because at peak demand, US LNG is in fact what makes up the difference. Also, if a pipeline from Norway, for example, would malfunction, even only for a short while, the United States is the only supplier that can deliver on short notice and keep the lights on, so to speak. So while Norway is Germany's biggest supplier, the country is also dependent on the US. And that's just not a great situation after we've been too dependent on another country before and obviously paid a high price for it.
So what is Germany's long-term strategy to get out of this pickle?
Well, the current government has so far focused on massively building up the LNG infrastructure, including building more LNG terminals at its harbors. The better the infrastructure, the more deliveries you can receive, and maybe other suppliers can be added at some point. That's the theory. But is that really the way we should go? Probably not, according to the Green Party. They are using this latest round of problems to once again make the case for getting out of fossil energies for two reasons: the environment and the fact that Germany will always depend on others. Instead, they say alternative energies have to be built up more and faster. Now that, of course, is already happening, and renewables are currently covering more than half of Germany's energy use. But there's still room for improvement, and every improvement, every step away from fossil fuels and towards renewables would actually make the German economy more independent and definitely help in the long run.
Lars, thank you. Lars Holter reporting there from Berlin. Right, moving on, firefighters raced to contain the frontiers of two Los Angeles wildfires that burned for the 7th straight day, taking advantage of a brief respite in hazardous conditions before high winds were expected to fan the flames anew. The death toll from the wildfires has reached 24, with many still missing. California Governor Gavin Newsom has said that it could be the most devastating natural disaster in U.S. history. By Sunday, more than 100,000 people in Los Angeles County had been ordered to evacuate, while another 87,000 faced evacuation warnings. The Palisades fire, which is only 11% contained, threatens more neighborhoods, and as the Santa Ana winds return, authorities warn that conditions could worsen.
Elevated critical fire weather conditions will continue through Wednesday. Please rest assured that your County of Los Angeles Fire Department will be prepared. These winds, combined with low humidities and low fuel moistures, will keep the fire threat in all of Los Angeles County very high.
Apple has achieved a major milestone, exporting iPhones worth over 1 lakh crore rupees from India in 2024. Preliminary industry estimates show exports hitting a record $12.8 billion, a 42% jump from last year, driven by increased local production and value addition. Domestic manufacturing surged 46% to $17.5 billion, with Apple accounting for 3/4 of the output. This marks a significant leap from $9 billion in exports in 2023. LA fires have devastated a swathe of city's swanky neighborhoods. While actors, crew, writers and producers have lost their homes, film and television productions have been temporarily halted. The film industry is staring at a long, hard road to recovery and feverish pace of work it has been associated with.
Los Angeles wildfires have already caused damage worth billions, and the losses are mounting. Apart from the infrastructure devastation, the fires have also had a disastrous effect on the city's vast entertainment industry. Hollywood is already counting the costs of yet another drastic setback that its workers can ill afford. Los Angeles' entertainment sector is worth $115 billion to the region's economy. It was already in dire straits when the fires have further upended the curve against it. The COVID-19 pandemic and recent labor upheavals have already taken their toll in recent years. Stars including Anthony Hopkins, Mel Gibson and Billy Crystal have lost their homes. Many hit television shows including Grey's Anatomy, NCIS, Hacks and Fallout have had to halt shooting. Film LA, which handles permissions for outdoor movie and TV shoots, has warned producers working in or near evacuation zones that the permits can be cancelled. Conditions and logistical issues apart, the industry must consider the optics of returning to normal while swaths of Los Angeles are aflame. Nowhere is this issue more delicate than with Hollywood's ongoing award season, with even the televised announcement of this year's Oscars nominees being delayed. Some are calling for the entire award season to be cancelled. With many jobs at stake, that too will not be an easy call to take. Fires have brought misery and destruction to a large area in and around Los Angeles. They have surely added to the challenges faced by Los Angeles' beleaguered entertainment industry. Bureau Report, DD India.
And that's all for this edition of DD India Live. Let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can get the latest news and updates on the DD India mobile app. It's available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code now on the screen to download it. We will be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran from all of us here in New Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.